Good afternoon. Welcome to the St. Kitts Nevis Football Association's headquarters, and I'm here this afternoon speaking to a number of FIFA officials who are here for a very important special press conference, but more so to maybe educate the general public of St. Kitts and Nevis in terms of what is going to be happening for women's football in St. Kitts and Nevis. I have Andrea Warborough from FIFA Instructor and Consultant for Women's Football, and she's just going to maybe just give me an overall analysis of her role in this project. Good afternoon and welcome to WIN TV. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your role.
My role, well, the objective of the community seminar is to launch football by trying to bring the different possible stakeholders into the participation of development. And I, who focus on development, technical development, will have a part to play because what we want is to help the FA along with the other stakeholders try and create this development project or plan for the development of football on the island.
Now, why is women's football so important? What's the secret behind it? Are there more women than men in the world? What's the secret?
There might be, but there are at least the same number of women in the world that there are men. And when we speak of development and developing a society and developing a country, we cannot exclude half of our population. So why is it so important? Because when you develop women, you develop your society. And we can obtain that through sport, and especially through football, because FIFA is very much committed to the development of women's football. And it is the most popular sport in the world for both men and women, and I'm sure it will be the same here on St. Kitts and Nevis.
Now, tell us about this program, and why is this program so important to the Caribbean?
This community program?
Yes.
Because the development of football is not just the FA's obligation, it has to be the obligation of all the different stakeholders in society, government organizations, non-government organizations, sponsors, different kind of ministries of youth, of women, however it is the country is organized, all of these different stakeholders have a responsibility in the development. And so our objective is to bring all of these stakeholders together so that they can all form part of the development plan.
I have another FIFA instructor here, Andrea van der Voort. Andrea, welcome to St. Kitts and Nevis. It's indeed a pleasure speaking to you. How have you been enjoying your stay so far?
Yeah, great. It's a wonderful, welcoming community. The FA has been tremendous since we've arrived, and we're excited to get started with the community seminar.
Tell us a little bit about your role in this project.
I am a FIFA instructor, and my role is specifically centered around communications and marketing for women's football.
What are some of the tricks in marketing? Because I'm involved in marketing, so I might want to pick your brains.
Don't know if there's any tricks in marketing as opposed to putting a plan in place, identifying who the people are that we can reach in the community who would be interested in women's football and girls football, and then, like I said, putting a plan in place and making sure that we're monitoring successes all along the way.
How will you evaluate, or how will FIFA evaluate this program? Will it be on a short-term, long-term, over a 3-4 year period? Talk to me.
Well, I have two ways to answer that question. First is that women's football development is a long-term project, right? And putting in place short-term goals, but also long-term goals are incredibly important. But beyond that, what we hope to accomplish here is supporting the FA, St. Kitts and Nevis FA in establishing their own goals and their own metrics and their own benchmarking system so that they can determine what success is for women's and girls football here on the islands themselves.
Now, this program has gone through a number of the other Caribbean countries. What is the high rate success so far of it? And I don't want to put you on a spot by telling you, well, it's been successful in Jamaica or whatever, but just give me a breakdown in terms of what has happened in some of the other countries.
Well, it's different. Every country is so different. When you come in, the state of women's football, who's aware of women's football, women's and girls football, the development structures are all so different. So I can say that one of the greatest strengths of this program and FIFA's community seminar in particular is bringing together all the stakeholders, and that's been incredibly successful across the Caribbean and all the places that we've been.
Well, I hope that you have a successful course, but I'll come back a little bit to Andrea. Andrea, give me some of the topics that will be discussed in this important workshop here in St. Kitts and Nevis?
Well, it's a 3-day seminar. The first day we focus on development. The second day we focus on communications, and the third day we focus on marketing. And so it's trying to bring all of those stakeholders together, as well as the community in general. It is open to the community, so it's anybody who is interested in participating is very much welcome.
What is priority here? You talked about 3. Suppose I don't want to come to all 3.
You can come to all 3 if you'd like. You can come to 2, or you can come to the one that most interests you. I don't think there is one that might be more important than the other. They all are important, so you're welcome to any of the 3.
Okay, I want to go to the second one. I'm here now with Howard Macintosh, who is the FIFA Development Officer for this region. He's no stranger to St. Kitts and Nevis. Howard, reality, it's finally here. Break it down for me and tell me the excitement in terms of this program.
Well, first of all, I'm very excited to be back home. Very excited about the fact that we have some very experienced individuals here in Amanda and Andrea. I also want to publicly congratulate the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association for its ongoing commitment to the development of the sport and women's football in particular. I think President Anthony Johnson and his team have done an excellent job in supporting the FIFA objectives, and part of our job is to come here and work with the FA to ensure that women's football and the stakeholders in women's football in particular are educated to some degree on what's happening in the rest of the world, and then we will also spend some time learning about what's happening in St. Kitts and Nevis and try to come up with some objectives, short, medium and long term, for us to meet in women's football.
Now, St. Kitts and Nevis seems to be more or less home for you. So I know the last time you were asking for a passport, right? I'm still working on it.
I didn't ask for a passport. The president of the Football Association offered
to get you one.
So let's get this clear.
Okay. Oh, I just try to just make sure that I get my bearings right here.
Yes.
What do you hope to achieve out of this? And as you know, Andrea and Amanda was talking about, it's a long-term objective, Howard. But from a CONCACAF area, what would you want to see?
Well, to be very honest, it's simple. The objective of this community seminar is to bring all of the stakeholders together to talk about women's football. If we are successful in doing that, then we would have had a successful seminar. And when we say all of the stakeholders, I think Andrea referred to it earlier, that means the government, the non-government entities, the private sector, all the clubs, the entire football family coming together to discuss women's football in a 3-day symposium.